Welcome to Ear to the Eat, a special presentation by our reporting staff. Today we worked on cooking on the fire, an outdoor activity available to most if you know how to make a fire and have a pan. Start out with getting your ingredients together and doing a little bit of food prep. Chop up the vegetables. We use potatoes, some bell peppers, green onions, kale, regular onions. But first we cook the potatoes. Put some pepper on them, ground fresh, makes it taste nice. And added some seasoning, including paprika and chipotle spice powder. And some turmeric. I like to add pepper throughout the dish, and you'll see me do it a lot. Cooking slow and not necessarily having an idealized version of what I make is a nice process for me, because following a recipe can sometimes be monotonous or difficult because my attention span doesn't allow for it. So I'll toss in the peppers and onions to get cooking after I feel like I've fried up the potatoes well enough. I like doing the potatoes first because they take a while to cook, and I like to get them fried up without overcooking my other vegetables. I'll add in some soy sauce, keep stirring, and maybe a few more spices or rounds of spices that I've already used. That's to make sure that the other vegetables get seasoned evenly along with what I've already put in. I'll add in the vegetables that cook faster, like green onions and kale, towards the end. Because those cook faster, I put them in at the end so they don't burn or get cooked down too far. I think just kind of chunk this into it, I guess. Took a block of tofu that we pressed the water out of earlier and just broke it up into the dish and stirred that in. Tofu picks up a lot of the spices that are already in the dish, so if you've seasoned your stuff to the level that you're ready to eat it at, it'll probably pick up most of the flavor without you having to add too much stuff. I put in some pepper and some nutritional yeast, and then some chopped up garlic towards the end as well. I put the garlic in at the end because I don't like it getting burnt off, and I found if I put it in too early, it usually does burn off or get burnt. Put in some vegan mozzarella cheese.
A real salt bay.
Or whatever it's called. And a little more chipotle seasoning spice and a little more turmeric. And added some dill at the end. I like putting in herbs at the end because I feel like they burn off pretty fast too.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bridget made us some coffee, which was delicious. And she worked on cooking it down a little further.
Okay.
I think a big part of cooking for me is figuring out how to just time everything correctly. Once I've gotten comfortable with knowing how quickly or slowly something can cook and still be good in a dish long term while I'm adding in the other things around it, it makes it a lot easier to cook something that isn't from a straight recipe. That lets me get a little more creative in what I cook later on, and just takes a lot of the pressure off of cooking something exactly how I'm supposed to. And it opens up a lot of room for creativity. You can find out what works, find out what doesn't work. Once you're ready, you can serve up your food in a couple bowls. Because I cooked the potatoes early on, they still have that fried look to them and taste, and the tofu was able to get fried up too. Bridget made some toast with some homemade jelly, which is really awesome, from some blackberries that we have nearby. And you can add other spices and condiments to your taste, like sriracha. Maybe cut up some fresh fruit, and enjoy.
Come eat with me.